Hey, how's it going today? It's Frankie and I'm here Random Movie Mondays. This movie is called Last Bullet or Lost Bullet 3. But I'm just going to put it Last Bullet anyway, it makes more sense. And I did say I was going to watch this movie today, and I have done. And I got to say, it was decent-ish at the start, but towards the end it actually got good. And it is a good movie. I'm going to break it down as best as I can. It's obviously about Lino, who we've seen the other two movies that, he has to find Areski, and Areski is the only one in the situation he has to find at the moment. And Areski is kind of set up by someone called Rez, and Rez wants to take him out as when he used to work for Rez, and Rez told him to shoot Shawaz or something. That name is so difficult for me to pronounce. I'm going to say Shawaz for now. And it's kind of like a wild goose chase happening. It's like, especially towards them, there was like a lot of twists. The action scenes are not too bad. Areski gets chased by, I think it's what you call Rez boys or something. I think it's his men anyway, by Rez's men, because they set him up or something like that. And he actually goes into like this cabin where he meets like, I forgot the woman's name now. And Rez's guy sort of comes in. There's a bit of a fight happening. He has a good scene as well, and especially the chases as well, where he's getting chased by Julia in the getting chased by Julia, and Julia sort of, she sort of like gets threatened by him because he holds a gun to her, and he takes her somewhere like to like a barn or whatever it is, or stable something like that. And Moss comes in as well, and sort of like they have some sort of plan to try and get a rescue out, the country basically, and that doesn't go according to plan. And Lino sort of finds out about it. I got confused between Lino and Areski because they both grew beards, so it's quite difficult for me to tell. Lino also gets involved in some sort of a fight between Yuri, and he also got dropped up by Alvaro and his men, like, because they're the police officers, and he gets dropped off and he sees Rez, and it's sort of like a setup because Alvaro thought that it was going to be a good plan, but then Yuri's men comes in, and Yuri's men works with Rez, but he sort of goes against them. I'll tell you why soon. And then there's sort of like a car crash happen. Alvaro gets shot too. And then Yuri sort of wants to chase down Areski because he also wants to kill him as well. And then they start having a bit of an encounter. The car chase in this is just fantastic. I think they did a bit of a chase or something like that happened, and Lino wants to catch up to them. And this is what I like, this sort of scene here where, they're having a bit of a fight. And whilst Areski and Yuri is having a bit of a fight, Lino pops in to the tram, and as soon as the tram bell rings, they start fighting. That was a bit cool. That was a bit cliche, but I like it. And there was a bit of a fight here. Then they escape, and obviously Areski gets away. And I think that's the part where Julia starts chasing after him or something like that. I think that's the part where Julia starts chasing after that, and Lino, I don't know what happened to him. He got like caught up and some other talking to like Stella or some other, and Stella's basically Areski's wife, and she has a kid as well, so they have a kid together. So Lino wants to know what's happened in Moss as well. That's another interesting character, and she's working with Rez. I think I said from the last two Lost Bullet movies, I said something about Moss is dodgy because she wants to protect Marco, but that didn't go according to plan, and she wants to protect Areski and wants to be on Rez's side, but that didn't go according to plan. And then you see that Lino wanted to, I think, the server woman, but by building some sort of thing at the back of the car, like rockets or something like that. And this part of the movie is where it gets good. Obviously there's more car chases in the movie as well, but this part here is incredible. Towards the ending, where they have a bit of a crazy scene happening where he uses the rockets, and there's all cars getting exploded, helicopters getting exploded, and then you see Julia sort of catch up as well. I have to mention her name into it a bit more too. And then Julia sort of catches up, and there's cars skidding off everywhere. You have to watch it. This scene, there's so much going on, and this movie is quite long. There's absolutely so much detail into it. I'm probably going to forget one or two bits. And then, and after that happens, Lino sort of goes towards his plane after it's all been done. He sees his plane, he goes on it, and he sees like a pilot that's been shot, and he gets kicked off the plane, and Rez comes off the plane, and and he shoots at Julia after Julia has a word with Moss, and so Moss is also in the office with someone called Cole, who's at the advisor of Rez's. I don't know, he's at some sort of advisor, and I thought it was financial advisor because he put money in a safe or something, but he's probably just like an advisor. And Rez sort of shoots Julia. She doesn't die or anything because she does tell Lena to go after rescue at the end. But then this is the part I like. This part here is also what makes the movie good as well, especially this one. They made this movie good at the end here. It's just what I was asking for. And then Rez sees like a police car pull up, and he thinks it's for him because I think that's the car that I thought it was a car that two of his men were in. You know, in one scene where they shoot Yuri, where you think they shot him because, you know, Rez thought his time was up with the job. It turns out Yuri was alive. I don't know how he didn't die or something like that. I don't know. He probably shot them. He probably had quick thinking movements and shot him. I don't know. And you see his car popping up. I thought it was Yuri's men's car, but it's probably just a normal police car or something like that. I don't know. But then he sees Yuri come out, and he sort of gets a bit confused because he's like, what? And Yuri shoots him. That's what I love. This guy, I actually love this guy in this movie. Even though he's a bit of an enemy, I got to admire. I love when an enemy turns against another enemy, or turns against the one. That's the fun part. Shoots him. He shoots all his other men as well. And I mean, I think he went to shoot a rescue, but I think he just left it at that. Really, he shoots Cole at the end too, so he takes out all Rez's men, which means that Rezki can finally be arrested, and Rez and his men are no longer any threat, which is what they were hoping for the entire time. I don't remember seeing Rez in the first two movies. I don't remember him popping up that much. I think he popped in it once or twice. I just didn't notice. But I didn't. So he is actually the brains behind this all, which is absolutely just crazy. And so Yuri also had a moment where he saw Rezki leaving his he saw outside his wife's apartment, or his apartment building anyway, where him, his wife, and his kid live. And him and you just have a bit of a shoot off. The Lino comes in as well. That was also a cool scene. And then towards the end, this is another great scene here. Leo chases after a rescue, and he eventually skids him off the road. Really, you know what? This movie, what I respect in this movie are the car chase scenes. It's intense, it's frantic. There's twists and turns to it. Excuse me. The movie's that long that I'm summarizing it as best as I can, because you have to watch it to determine what you think. Because this movie at first I was like, oh, it's going to be that the first one pretty decent. Maybe towards the end it gets okay, I guess. I don't know. But when the second half of the movie popped off, that's when it got good. That is when it got really good. So I just love how this movie is. And the ending is possibly where Areska went to talk to his wife and daughter. And to be fair, he doesn't even deserve his kid anyway. He doesn't deserve to see his daughter at all. I was about to say son, but it's actually daughter. I don't know why. Anyway, whatever, man. He has a child, and he doesn't deserve to see his child at all. He deserves to be locked up. He had chances anyway to make it amends, and he didn't, which he should have done. So, I guess also the police wanted to protect him, just because Rez will probably find out what cell he's in or whatever, and sort of take him out, basically. Not assassinate, but take him out to keep quiet. That's what he was going to do. But since he's gone and taken out, it's a lot more easier for the police officers now to do their job. And it was funny when Cole left the police station quick before he got shot, though. I found it quite funny because he was panicked, just oh crap, everybody's dead now, I've got to go. I'm surprised they put the handcuffs on Moss though. Moss was also partly violent. She did look dodgy. She did like she was hiding something. That's why she wanted to protect her, because she was also working with who they were working with. So it was kind of obvious. It's just something obvious, I think, that in the movie. So and I guess that's just literally as much I can talk about in this movie. Again, the acting in this trilogy is poor. I understand that's how they are, is poor. The fight scenes were a little bit better because the first one was just a bit slow, bit tepid, cliche. It was a bit better in this one. It's similar to the second one. They had more action and more intensity. They had a bit more excitement and grip to it. It was a bit more gripping than the first one. So, and I respect that. So the last two of the Last Bullet movies the last two of the Lost Bullet movies is more worth it to watch. And yeah, so rating, at first it was a 7. I'm giving this an 8. And I know it's probably not everyone cup of tea because the acting's poor and there could have been something more to it and it might not make much sense to people. That's fine. But for me, it deserves an 8. I just feel like I would recommend the second and third one, but I don't know if I would actually put it on TikTok as a movie suggestion. I would suggest it on here, yeah, like I said in the Lost Bullet 2 movie review. I would suggest it. But then if the first one is not as good as the other two, I'm not really going to put that as like a suggestion on TikTok because it doesn't make any sense to promote the second and third, movies. We're not going to recommend the first, so I'm going to leave that. If the first one was good, I would have put them like in, as a quick movie suggestion on TikTok, but I probably wouldn't. I'll probably just leave that for now. But the last two are good. It's just that I think the acting and stuff like that kind of ruins it, to be honest. And that's probably one of the improvements I would make is acting. And have a bit more like action in the middle of the movie, have a bit more intensity and action to it. I would have given it a 9, but then they could have done a few things to tweak it, I guess, to make it better. I don't think it deserves to be a 10. It could have been a 9, but again, 8 is about it. It's just a good movie. I wouldn't say it's over the top good, and I wouldn't say it's decent. I think decent or good is around back there. I'm being fair on this one. So yeah, I'll probably might put my suggested list, but I'm not going to say, oh, movie suggestion Lost Bullet 2 if the first one has been suggested. That makes no sense. So I'll leave that one out for now. But yeah, 8 out of 10 it is. If you enjoyed the video, please give a like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification below. I'll see you in the next video.